Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and we got a warm winter day, believe it or not. So I'm taking the R8 out for a drive, and I figured I might as well bring you guys along with me. So this is my 2011 R8 with a V10 with a gated manual. And as I say in all my videos, anytime you have an R8 that's a manual, it's always gated, because that's a common question I get. Oh, you have a manual R8, is it gated? They're all gated, whether it's a 8-cylinder or a 10-cylinder. Now I'm trying to get to some back roads here, and we got to lose this Tahoe because he is driving in the gutter. It's like, why have such a big vehicle if you can't, you know, keep it centered in the lane? I don't know. So if he goes straight, we're going to go left, and I don't trust him. All right, cool. All right, so we're going to get to my favorite roads the good way. Now, if you follow the channel, I've had this car over 2 years. If you're seeing this video, it's over 2 years. Check out my 2-year review where I do a comprehensive, the good, the bad, everything about it. So I try to talk about something different in every single video. I actually got the air conditioning running today. You should always run the air conditioning because the compressor tends to go, especially in the V8 models, and they got to like pull the engine. So anytime you drive these cars, V8, V10, always run the air conditioning, even if it's 20 degrees out. But we got a warm winter day. It says 53 degrees. Now, to be honest, I'm filming this in December, just before the holidays. You're going to see this in January. What happens is January and February, we get a lot of salt on the roads, sometimes snow, sometimes just salt. So I typically don't do dealer car reviews when there's salt on the road. They don't want me to mess up their cars. I don't want to mess up their cars. So I film my personal cars on dry days. And when I need content in the winter, I'll post it. So you'll probably see this in January or February. Now, I love this car. I'll get over, you know, anything I don't like about it, what I'm going to do to it, what some of the maintenance costs are. So we're going to downshift. Now this car, you got to heel toe yourself. There is no such thing as rev matching for you. On the newer models with the dual clutch, yes, but not with this 2011 manual. Now they actually started manuals. All the videos you're going to see, the V10 manuals, they're going to tell you model year 2010, and that's not true. There's actually a handful of 2009s. I think it's like, I don't know, 100 cars, maybe less than that. I don't want to guess. Up, tunnel, let's see. Got a little squeak on the window there. Now, maintenance cost isn't too bad with this compared to a Lamborghini. So for example, I want to put an exhaust on this car. I've been saying it for 2 years, but this spring of 2024, I'm actually going to do it because it's a little too quiet when the window's up. It sounds fantastic with the windows down. Windows up, not so much. Exhausts, you know, in a Lamborghini probably run you 10 grand. Exhaust on this car, you can get a Rev 9 for like $900. You can get some really good exhaust for about $3,000. So compared to the price of the car, V10 manual is probably in that 150, 160 range, maybe a high mileage car, 120, 130, 140, low mileage car over 200. So this is, I don't know what this would be, probably in that 150, 160 range at the time of my filming with 22,000 miles. I bought it with 18,000 miles, but I don't care what it's worth because I love driving this car. So a couple of things you didn't know about the R8. It's actually 3 inches smaller than my Porsche 991 911. But with these 305 rear tires, it's actually 3 inches wider. So this kind of takes up my whole garage. I line up the mirrors to get through the garage door, but it is shorter. So I have like some bump stops that cradle the wheels to stop from flat spots. I got to move them 3 inches closer when I put this car in compared to the 911. First world problems, I know. All right, so wherever these cars are going, we're gonna, that FedEx truck is going the way I want to go, so we may have to go the opposite way. Well, that's all right. We'll figure it out. So maintenance costs aren't too bad compared to a Lamborghini. I think a Lamborghini, you're going to pay probably about $1,500 for a service. Most of these services will run $500 or $600. Whether you go to a dealer or a very good independent, because you would want to go to a good independent with a V10 that takes a lot of oil and that has a $50,000 engine. So oil changes are about $550, give or take. $550 to $650, depending whether you go to a dealer or an independent. Obviously, you could do it yourself for a lot cheaper. Brake fluid is about the same in that $500 to $600 range. So I do always an annual oil change, whether I drive the car a lot or I don't drive it at all. And I do the brake fluid every like 2 years or so, 2 or 3 years. Now the battery on these cars is right in the front, right behind the front trunk. And it's accessible to plug it in with a charger, but it is not accessible to change it. So typically every time I buy a car, I change the battery, cheap insurance, like I did with the S2000 and a couple other cars. And I think, speaking of that, I'm going to change the 911's battery in this spring as well. Don't go in front of me. But you got to take the whole front of the car off to change this battery. So this is a 2011. Obviously the battery's been changed before. I think it's been a couple years, so I just keep it on a tender, and the first sign I notice it's low, I'll bite the bullet and do it. Is there downsides to this car? Not many. I could tell you this is probably one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. It's I guess a gentleman's Lamborghini. The joke is an R8 is a Lamborghini with a suit on. Now, these first gens manuals are essentially a Lamborghini Gallardo LP. And the newer ones, the second gens, model year 2017 up, that only came with dual clutch, no more manual transmissions, are essentially Lamborghini Huracans. That's, I think that's my phone or my camera or something rattling. That's the noise you hear. And we'll take this for a spirited drive, and we'll do a pull on the highway at the end of the video. So remember, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, like, share, comment. And if you're a ready subscriber, thanks for coming back. All right, so we're going to downshift again, heel toe. Heel toe is pretty easy. And what's really good, I just drive this car for fun, but another good thing about this car is you can easily use it as a daily driver if you can live with the gas mileage. Now, the only thing I don't like about this car, to be honest, spoiler alert, is gas mileage. With the V10, no matter how I drive it, I get about 12.7 miles a gallon. I'm driving nice and easy right now, and I'm still doing 13.5. Typically on the highway, even in 6th gear, I'm getting about 18. I think the best I ever got, going 65, essentially very low RPM, 6th gear, was maybe low 20s, 22, I think. But typically, driving on the highway at 80 miles an hour, you're going to get about 18 miles to the gallon. Now, the good news is it's a 23-gallon tank. It's a little tiny car with a 23-gallon fuel tank, and you need all of it. Now, when we're in 4th gear here at 40 miles an hour, we got the magnetic dampers, which so far have been fine. As far as I know, they've never been warranted. It's, regular Audi. It's big in here. It's comfortable. You can be, I'm 6 feet tall, long legs, big feet, fit no problem in this car. If you're 6'5", I think you would fit in this car, no problem. Now, in a Gallardo, you will not. In a Gallardo, my head hits the roof, and the windshield is so raked, it feels like it's up against your eyes. Same thing with a Huracan. I have a video on this channel of a Huracan Evo, and my head is hitting the roof with the top closed. So you got a lot more room in here. It almost reminds me, the inside, well, a couple things it reminds me of. First thing it reminds me of is a Ferrari F430, meaning it's got a real roomy interior. It's a nice place to be. Second thing it reminds me of is my Acura NSX. It is, it's basically a reliable supercar, I say exotic or semi-exotic, that won't break the bank and has a fantastic resale value. So far it's been reliable, but just because I've never had like a supercar except for my 2005 NSX, I did get a warranty on this. So you can get a warranty up to 10 years old. So if you bought this car new today without a, used today without a warranty, you couldn't get one. I bought mine in 2021. It was a 2011. It was the last chance to get a warranty, and I paid basically $8,000 for a 7-year, 70,000-mile warranty. Now, of course, it's a lot more expensive if you bought a 40,000-mile car. I bought an 18,000-mile car, so add 70 to that, we're still under 90,000 miles. You have a $40,000 or $50,000 mile car, to get 70,000 miles would be ridiculous because you'd be 120,000 miles, and I'm sure you would have some very big warranty repairs. Oh God, I love driving this car. I may just shut off the camera and drive very spiritedly once I get to some more open roads. So one thing to keep in mind with these cars is, repairs can be very expensive. So that's why I got the warranty. My warranty is transferable to the next owner. So if I sell it 2 or 3 years from now, the next owner can still have a couple years left on warranty, and he wouldn't be able to find another car unless another 2011 or a V10 manual with a warranty, unless he was buying my car or somebody that did it before the 10-year warranty period and went 7 years. I was originally going to just go downshift to go up this hill. I was originally just going to go with a 3-year warranty because I typically only keep cars 2 or 3 years. But since it was prorated where it's refundable for whatever time I don't take, or I could transfer it to the new owner, which would be powerful if I'm selling the car. And I have the warranty, nobody else does. Obviously, it's going to make my car worth more money. I thought this road was ripped up last time. I guess not. So that's why I got it. I can, sell the car and get $4,000 back halfway through the warranty, or I could probably get 5 or 10 more for the car because it's covered, GTR. GTR wants to play, but I don't, because I'm getting off at the next exit. But this car can hang with the best of them. It's got a 0 to 60 time in the high 3s. Now the new R8 is much faster. So if you got a 2017 to 23 R8, it would blow this car away with that dual clutch transmission. But this is just more fun. So going on these back roads is so much more fun, shifting our own gears. I can go through second, third, whatever I want, where, on the dual clutch cars, like when I had the McLaren, unless you're going crazy fast, I don't know where this guy is going and what he's doing. Oh, let him go then. Unless you're going crazy fast, there's not too much enjoyment out of the car. So like the McLaren or even the new R8, you're shifting at 8,000 RPM. That's a lot of fun. But how fast are you going? You go second gear, third gear, and now you're breaking every law in the land, right? So what's good about this is most of this video, I was going 40 miles an hour or under. I was going the speed limit, and I was having a fantastic time. And I said how much I love this car. And that's why I think it's so important for a manual transmission. And, manual transmission V10s don't grow on trees. You can just look at what Gallardos cost, LPs with stick shifts. Not the early Gallardos that are a piece of junk like the 2004, 2005s. I'm talking about the LP, which is essentially this car. They're $250,000. So if you can save 100 grand and get a more reliable, roomy, more comfortable, this has, I believe, 5 inches longer wheelbase than the Gallardo, and it all goes to interior room. You could be 6'5", 250 and fit in this car no problem, where you couldn't do that in a Gallardo. So I think there's a lot of upside of this car. I think prices have come down about 10%, just anything with interest rates. They're not what they were in 2021, 2022. I probably bought this car and then it went up 20 grand right after I bought it. Now it probably went down 10 or 15, but it's still worth more than I paid for it. And I think long run, like any stock, if you bought Amazon stock and kept it for 10 or 20 years, you'll do well. Same thing, you buy, if this is your dream car, buy it, keep it 10 years, you'll do very well. You'll probably make 100 grand. All right, so that's it for this winter drive. I'm gonna keep driving my car and going through gas. And you guys enjoy the winter. We'll have a review for you now every Monday. So every Monday, 7 a.m. Eastern. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Always leave a comment below because it helps me in the rankings. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Ooh, old Porsche, look at that. Targa.